What if I told you that you could find more joy in your life starting literally today with just one tiny change? Well, stick around because we're about to dive into 4 simple but honestly life-changing ways to shift your perspective and bring more happiness your way. And it all starts with the answer to a question you hear all the time.
So let me ask you, how are you? And I want you to really think about it for a second. Forget the automatic, "I'm fine, thanks," you say without thinking. How are you really? What's the answer you usually give, both to other people and to yourself? So often our go-to answers are kind of negative, right? We say things like, "Oh, I'm hanging in there," or "just getting by." But what if we made a conscious choice to give a different reply? Something proactive, like "fine," or even better, "I am well." Now, this isn't about faking it. It's about setting a foundation for our very first principle for finding more joy. And that brings us right to principle number 1. Practice active gratitude. And I mean active. This is way more than just feeling thankful when something good happens. It's about actually putting that gratitude out into the world with your words, because, as you're about to see, that can attract even more things to be grateful for. This whole idea is based on something you've probably heard of called the law of attraction. The concept is pretty simple, really. Whatever you focus on, you tend to get more of. Your words are like magnets, and the source material for this explainer just nails it with this quote: "To those who have, more will be given." So when you declare that you are well, you're not just answering a question, you're actively creating a reality where more wellness wants to hang out with you. And look, this is not some new idea. Here we have this incredibly powerful practical example from ancient wisdom. It suggests leading with gratitude, praise be to God, before you even say how you are. By stating "I am well," you're not just giving a status update, you're making an invitation for more good things to come your way. So it all comes down to this one simple, totally doable habit. I seriously encourage you to just try it out. The next time someone asks how you're doing, take a breath and consciously choose to say, "I am well." Just notice the tiny shift it creates, not just in you, but in the person you're talking to. It's pretty amazing. Okay, but let's be real for a minute. Life isn't always perfect. Saying you're well doesn't magically make problems disappear. So what do you do when you're genuinely going through a tough time? Well, that's where our second principle comes in, learning how to transform that sorrow into real strength. Check out the incredible story of Jyoti Basu. His big dream was to become this super prestigious civil servant, but he failed the big exam. I mean, can you imagine how devastating that must have felt? But here's the key. He didn't let that one failure define his entire life. He pivoted. He took all that energy and channeled it down a completely different path. And in doing so, he built this legendary political career. His biggest setback was actually the launching pad for his true calling. So far, we've been talking a lot about our internal world, our mindset, how we handle our own struggles. But what happens when we shift our focus outward? Our third principle is all about how true joy isn't just about what we think, it's about what we give. It's about kindness. Think about it. All that energy it takes to keep up a me attitude, it's exhausting, right? It's like a heavy weight on your shoulders. But look at the difference. When we shift our focus to others through kindness and empathy, that heavy burden just lifts. We tap into this lighter, more connected, and way more joyful energy. This quote from the great philanthropist Haji Muhammad Mohsin, wow, it just gives me goosebumps. It adds this beautiful urgency to being kind. If there is an opportunity, it should be done now. It's such a powerful reminder that our chances to help are temporary. It's not about big, grand gestures, but about grabbing those small, everyday chances to be kind when they pop up. And that brings us to our fourth and final principle. Honestly, this is the one that ties everything else together. Whether we're practicing gratitude, bouncing back from a setback, or being kind to someone, it all comes down to a fundamental choice we make moment by moment. The choice of what we're going to see. And to really get the power of this choice, there is no better example than the amazing Helen Keller. Just think about this for a second. At just a toddler, she was plunged into a world of total darkness and complete silence. For most of us, that reality is just impossible to even imagine. And yet, from that profound darkness, look at what she accomplished. She didn't just get by, she absolutely thrived. She earned a college degree, she became a world-famous writer, she traveled the globe as an inspiring speaker. I mean, these are incredible achievements for anyone, but considering her circumstances, it's just undeniable proof of the power of perspective. This one sentence, this is her secret. So much has been given to me, I have not time to ponder over that which has been denied. She made a conscious choice to focus on what she had, not what she lost. And really, if someone who couldn't see or hear could feel so profoundly grateful, it's a major challenge to all of us to rethink what we choose to focus on in our own lives.
So, let's wrap it all up. Here's your path, your toolkit for joy. It starts with actively speaking your gratitude into existence. It gets stronger when you see challenges not as roadblocks, but as detours to something better. It grows when you choose kindness. And the whole thing is fueled by a hopeful perspective.
At the end of the day, it really all comes down to this one question. Life is always going to have both roses and thorns, right? Joy isn't about finding a life with no thorns. It's about making the decision to actively look for the roses. So, I'll just leave you with this. What will you choose to look for today?